Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of the rehashed retro. Or is it retro rehashed? Nobody really knows. What have I brought for you today? We have an oldie that's been made to a newie, but was always a goodie. What am I talking about? Koss KPH40s. Koss Utility Series. Why? Because they scale and everything powers them. The better your equipment, the better these sound. And they're 40 bucks. Okay, video. No. They go down to 15 hertz. And when I say they go down to 15 hertz, should you have lower hertz, it starts to drop off at 15. So you can still hear 10.5 hertz probably, if you can actually hear those things. Some people can't. I skew in that direction. I don't skew in the high direction. Anything very too high, it makes me go, jock, fingerboard, nail stuff. Okay. However, if you have a specialized 2.5 millimeter cable, which is stereo, you can actually advance these into being balanced, which will change your world. I ordered such a thing, but Amazon sent 2 packages and that one hasn't arrived yet, and I'm not going to wait for that to do an unboxing video. It's an unboxing video. I did, however, receive in the same package, for some reason, this little bit of magic. What's in the box, Jim? Yes, of course. So, the thing that I got here, am I doing this right? Am I doing this wrong? I'm probably doing this wrong. Okay, cool. I'm doing it wrong. As usual, as men do. We are, thank you, Mr. Cuddy, to be in awe of that, which is Yaxi pads. They brought us, they send us these nice little pieces of information. Look how pretty. It's very purple and retro, and I may have made a mistake, but nobody cares. And what I did, it's very different textures. I almost said textiles, which is not a thing. And what I got was the stereo option, or the Sambo option as I refer to it around here, because we do Sambo. So these are your Olympic colors. They are the Yaxi mod, most of it, because you're supposed to poke holes in these things, but I haven't found I can't find my hole punch thing, so it'll wait. But I'm going to try them with the original pads. I'm going to try them with the Yaxi pads. We're going to see what happens. It's going to be spectacular, according to all the signs, the crows that fly above head, the runes, the woo magic. It's one of these damn boxes that you can never figure out. Here we go. It's got more insertions that I'm going to stop right there. I cannot open these boxes without tearing them to bits. Jeez, there's so much restriction on me getting into this little box. Hopefully now I can access. And the heavens parted. Simple package. Koss Utility. Picture the founder's signature, which is in blue instead of black and red, which is the rest of it, because you're supposed to be fooled that he actually signed it physically. I don't know why. Stats, which are 16 to 25,000 hertz, which is way higher than you can hear. 60 ohms, which is a lot, actually. 60 ohms is impressive. It's not for slacking. However, it has 101 dB SPL, so that's pretty sensitive. It has a 4-foot, 1.2 meter cable, and it's a 3.5 connection for the most part, initially. They also sell these additional cables where you can hardline it right into the USB of your phone, and that is phenomenal. And it'll go, they have an iPhone and well, now the new iPhones are USB-C, so, you have your typical papers and stuff. With the great Fosse, I'll just flick them to the side instead of flicking them and firing them to the side. And so what you have here is headphones. I said it. These little drivers are magical. You can remove them from this. You can replace them to other things. It's a carbon steel frame. This is the 1980s, kids. This was all the headphones you had in the 80s if you were paying less than, I don't know, real grown-up money, like for real grown-up money. And it has an attachment on the splitter. So, jeez, your head is big, boy. I don't even know if I'm on the right or the right left. There is not much in the way of indication here. This is why I'm going to put these giant pads on them. This is exactly it. Ah, I found it. Okay, so now I'm on the left. The indicator is on the inside of the headphone, of the band. So this is it. This is all you get. It looks like I paid $5 for these. I only paid $40 for these by shipping. However, this is a termination that is interchangeable. It has a basically 4-pin connection. So this 4-pin connection is rewireable, because they made it the smart way, to many, many cables. I'm going to do the thing I shouldn't do, which is that, because it's fun. Doink, doink, doink. Okay, I'm done. And it's flat, so that helps with something, apparently. Who knows? Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Your mileage may vary. So we have 2.5 pin connection to 3.5, and it is how hard to plug it in without looking. Not that hard. Now, you are dealing with that. It will fit, it will go to your pocket. If it'll go the length of my arm, it'll go the length of yours. Trust me, I'm 2 meters. So, but sometimes 2 meters isn't exactly what not enough exactly. So, you're going to get to there. That's, I have to move things closer. So, we're going to do our nominal first impression stuff. The thing is, these should be powerable by frog farts because they're so sensitive, despite the ohms. I'm going to run through my typical set of startup tracks, beginning with the beginning, which is here. So kids, if you're sensitive, cover your ears. So the one thing is, on these, you're not going to get much in the way of privacy. They are quite open-backed, which gives them a sense of air and space. Quite a nice soundstage on these things, actually. Instrument placement is very good. The timbre, the tonality is phenomenal. These are also quite detailed. I can feel the skin of the percussionist hitting the skin of the drum. Like there's a resonant impression there. There's a kinetic push when it happens. It's very interesting how detailed they are. These drivers, Koss has really come up with this thing that are just, it's never, I guess ears don't change. Once you get it right, ears don't change. And, they've done the KSC series. My wife has the 75s, you have the 35s. They're just stalwart. They're staples. And for the amount of money, this is probably the best bang for your buck in hi-fi, just period. I mean, as far as a transducer is concerned, it's probably this and the RB42s, right? I mean, the Mica RB42s, which I cannot get shipped to Serbia, and it's angering me. But it's phenomenal, this level of retrieval and detail. And this isn't a super clean track, but you hear that it's not, you hear everything that's not, it's got its quirks, but it's lovely because of them. This is Charlie Hunter, Pound for Pound, Return to Candyman. Return of the Candyman, Marble Mouth Man. Return of the Marble Mouth Man. I'm going to listen to his drum solo and then move on. Ho. Have you ever been inside of a drum kit? You might want to try it sometime. I am going to switch devices here and play that same passage back on the laptop out for no good reason other than the lack of common sense. And because I'm big and no one can stop me. I don't think even if I was smaller, anyone could stop me at this point, but, So the audio on this laptop this is a business machine. It was not meant for any sort of media. It's a bit darker. It's not as clear. It's probably, it's just not a dedicated DAC. And it sounds great. It's at 60% of its volume, and it's doing well beyond what normal people need to listen to. Like, you could be on a very, very busy subway or whatever and not max this out. You might need 10 more than I was on, but it was annoyingly loud. I'm going to move on to something I can't pronounce. Terje Isungset. It's Icelandic. The album is called Winter Songs, and this track is called Fading Sun. Icelandic people are cool, but I can't speak their air wiggles. I just can't. Woo! Oh, the bass. Okay. I gotta start this over on the deck. This is crazy. The low end on this, and there's a point where I think they're trying to make it sound like you're on a glacier. And this this bass note comes in, and it is the bottom of an endless hole. And then you hear what can only be described as the breath of winter. It's insane. But the album is Winter Songs. Listen to them all. It's amazing. But it performs wonderfully on the cheap output of your laptop, which means it's going to kill on your phone. Any device you stick this into, you'll be able to hear it loudly. Jesus. Oh, wow. Okay, I can't with this chick. This is, whew. The detail that these things are delivering at this price point is just, it's phenomenal. It's impossible to beat. I can't understand. Wow. I'm going to move on to the Beastie Boys because we love the Beastie Boys, and I'm looking for the low end. Honestly, the DAC on the laptop is a little bit darker and providing a little bit more low end, but less detail in the highs. So that's what's happening. Yo, the channel separation on this mug is too good. It's like I'm listening to two different songs out of two different systems. Like, this stuff is over here, this stuff is over here, period. It's not blending at all. And that's a bug and a feature. But it's so well done. Like, the definition in these things is like, I can't believe I've waited so long to get these mugs. It's very interesting. And they're so light, you can stick them in your pocket. You can't destroy them. Like, you can, but, you have to take a hammer to them, like, literally. You have to be trying hard. I mean, simple, spring steel. They weigh nothing. They don't get hot. You can go put them over glasses. You can put them under glasses. You can do pretty much anything you want to. It's crazy. Moving on. I'm going to do something I don't usually do here. It's Hok-man, Poem of Chinese Drum. There's something about drums and the sound of drums that really test headphones. And in this case, it is wooden sticks with animal hides over the drums. Don't pee to me. I don't care. I'm a djembe player. It happens. The impact is really, really, really real well picked up, real recorded on this track. So it's a very good test for dynamics and dynamic range. Okay. Jesus. Because this is so well recorded and they were so diligent about microphone placement, you hear the strike in your right ear, but you hear the harmonic resonance of the drum head in your left. So it's doom, doom, ooh, on the other side. It is amazing sounding. It just announces itself immediately with the first two strikes. I forget the name of it, but this is the Chinese drum style that eventually became taiko in Japan. So if you need more references, look for taiko music. It sounds very similar. It's just that this recording in particular, the Poem of Chinese, this one is from the album called Poems of Thunder, the Master Chinese Percussionist. Poems of Thunder, the Master Chinese Percussionist. That's all the words on there. Hok-man. And so this one is called Poem of Chinese Drum. And it is 10 minutes of just hearing the world in a new way. And these are doing it very, very well. I'm going to go to the Bach D minor toccata and fugue with the church organ and drum kit to see what that sounds like, because I want to hear the soundstage, because I'm that guy. In this recording, there are two players, but the room itself, the church the cathedral that they've done this in, is the third room, and you hear every brick. It is quite astonishing. Okay, so we've done all the things. I'm going to revisit the song that I can't pronounce because it is the shortest of them all. And I'm going to listen again to refresh my audio memory. And then what I'm going to do is switch the pads. Because we have to run the Yaxi Pad experiment. The Yaxi Pad experiment. Sounds like a band, but it's not. And as I do so, I will cut one of each side free. I will replace them on each side because basically Yaxi has sent this little thing and it says your personal audio room. And that's what your ear pads are. That's what the pads on a headphone is. It's the room and the room treatment around your stereo drivers. So if you put a pair of speakers in a blank room, they will rattle all over the walls, they will bounce off the concrete and off the floors, and everything will be horrible. Add a carpet, add a shag carpet, that'll reduce, add curtains, that'll reduce, add pads, and then there's panels that you can put on the wall that will also reduce these things. So they're DIY-able, you can make them, it's all fine. So what we're gonna do is a small little baby test by listening to a song, changing the head pads, and then the ear pads, head pads, ear pads, I say words. And we're gonna listen again and see what the difference in the way that the sound approaches us is. We're also gonna reintroduce Mr. Cuddy. Without doubt, this is an immediate and easily noticeable improvement. The soundstage picks up, the low end becomes more throaty. It is definitely, it's like they're chambered better. It is without doubt an improvement that's immediate. I'm going to go back to the poem of Chinese drum because I'm not going to listen to that whole song again. I want to hear the differences. Okay, a quite fair to say winner. Definitely, this is a go buy it. Do your editing on this. They're super sonically neutral, but they don't lack in anything. They're not flat. They're not dead. Well, they're frequency from a frequency range standpoint. They are pretty flat, but they're not tasteless. They're not. They have depth. They have slam, they have weight. They don't sound how they look, which is a compliment. Major jump between these and anything else under, a couple $100. It's interesting to say the least. This may be the cheapest way to jump up your audio game that's not IEMs at least, and you can only take something being stuffed in your ear for so long. So there's that. And the soundstage that you get at this price point at $40 is just insane. And if you're going to use it on higher fidelity stuff, on bigger amps and DACs, you can go get a cable that goes from this point on that will be balanced for just a few more bucks. It's, it may double the price of the headphone, but that's not saying much. But for that kind of expansion of your range and things like that, it's absolutely worth it. It's absolutely worth it. These are they're quite good. They are. Koss has continued. They're like a high-level weightlifter. They don't do a bunch of things, but they've refined the thing that they do in small increments over the years to master these drivers, whatever they may be. And you can pop these out. I'm not going to do it because every time you do it, it wears them out a bit. But you can pop these out and put them in the little ear hook backs. You could put these into Porta Pros if you like those, the way that those look. You could put these inside. We could probably put these in the cups of the 30Is. Probably. You could probably put them in the 30Is. So have fun. Grab a pair of these if you need something that sounds good. No one's going to steal these. If you get robbed, they're going to just leave them with you. There's a movie with Denzel Washington where he played a lawyer and he was walking around with these things. And it's so funny. He got some money and he upgraded his headphones, and those headphones are way worse than these. Way. They're so much worse. But he wanted to be like the kids and get the Bluetooth or whatever the hell it was. These are better. So get your 1980s tape Walkman, slap these boys in there, or your Discman from the 90s, and listen to somebody's art.